Hi there, Gary. This is a very quick response to your video called something like called Drawing Laura Talking Fred and Misery. Yeah, it's just one little bit I want to pick up on there because it was really interesting in relation to this first ouch pain consciousness thing that I'm just rolling around with really. And you didn't actually say this, but this is what I interpreted or drew out from what you were saying, which was this idea that pain is only necessary if things aren't automatic. I think what you actually said was something like the consciousness was a function of the complexity of sense. You know that there's two things together there, isn't there? Really. Firstly, consciousness is as I say, this complexity of sense thing, which I guess is probably correct. And then this idea that pain only makes sense to conscious entities, which again I would agree with. Um, it only becomes that thing we call pain when there is a mind for that thing we call pain to appear within, or something like that. Even though this thing we call pain, I would argue, is one of the things that makes that mind. In the same way that, no, I can't get an analogy. But anyway, just to return to this thing that it's sparked in me, that pain is only necessary if things aren't automatic. And I guess here, with the moment in your video that made me think this, is when you were talking about reflexes. Now, if you've got something crawling on you, you brush it off, you don't even notice it. You brush it off prior to any kind of felt accompaniment to that. Or, if somebody taps your knee with one of those little hammers, your knee jerks, you don't really feel it very much. You certainly probably don't feel anything like pain. But those reflexes, like the tapping the hammer or the eye blink, if you blow in someone's eye, you have to reflex blink. And those are the kinds of reflexes. They're totally automatic. It's only when things aren't automatic that this other kinds of warning signal called pain kicks in, isn't it, really? And it only then kicks in when you don't respond fast enough to what your body is telling you. You know what I mean? Like if I move my hand close to a fire and I feel the warmth and I move it away again, I don't feel pain. But if I don't do what my body's telling me at that point and keep my hand near the fire and move it closer, two things. Firstly, there's no automatic reflex, which is pulling my arm away. I do have a choice to keep it there, like Thomas Cranmer, stick my hand in the flames. I do have that kind of choice. But at that point, my body really lets me know that I'm doing something stupid and that, that I should take some kind of alternative action. So it seems to me that pain is only becomes viable as a biological function, neurological function, if there's some choices available, and if those choices aren't made automatically by reflex. That's all I've got to say right now. I'm going to just do some more thinking about that because there's something really interesting there about temptation or something like that. Temptation. Because I was thinking a while back about consciousness being at its most acute when you're resisting temptation. I just think there's a relationship between that. When you're kind of going with the flow, or when you're just kind of doing what comes naturally, or when you're just resisting pains automatically, not letting yourself suffer pains, or just giving in to pleasures completely automatically. When you let yourself do that, consciousness, at least as I experience it, is relatively at a low wattage. You know what I mean? It's not terribly brightly illuminated. But when you're resisting temptation, when you put your hand near something hot, or when you, I don't know, I distented my hamstring today and I had to do a lot of walking about with the dog. And I was really kind of wide awake, you know what I mean? Because my hamstring was telling me to sit down, but I couldn't because I was out with the dog. So, you know what I mean? It's like the consciousness becomes elevated when you resist the temptation to do what pains and pleasures are telling you. I'm not sure if that's true. I just think there's a relationship there. I'm not quite sure what it is yet. Anyway, that'll do. Thank you all.